God, that bitch is loud.
Recording. You know what I was watching earlier? So, do you use Pluto at home? Pluto TV?
I'm aware of it.
Okay. Well, it's a free app, and I'm sure that they've talked about it on the Daily Mojo. But it's a free TV app, and they have like uh, channels dedicated to specific TV shows and whatever. My favorite channel being the Mystery Science Theater 3000 channel because
I'm
it's a
aware of
great
it.
channel.
Never watched it.
Yes. So anyway, I was looking for something to watch while my daughter was having dinner late Friday night, and I started watching RoboCop.
Oh, that does not age well.
Oh my God, that movie! It's like watching it now. Of course, it's cringe-worthy at how horrible this thing is. It is so bad, so corny, so cheesy. How they literally blow a hole through this guy's body, and he still manages to be alive enough to see his light flash before his eyes,
What
even as
year
he
did
has a hole through his skull from a
what year did that
bullet.
come out?
I want to say probably late 80s. I
Because I
I
remember.
can definitely tell you that I had not graduated high school at that point. I want to say I was probably heading into middle school. So I want to say that it was probably like no later than 1990.
Hey Siri, what year did RoboCop the movie get released?
1987.
You're slow, Siri. Yeah, you're a little late. You got replaced by Rocky.
That's right. Who doesn't want me in their lives? Don't answer that.
Because I remember watching that movie, God, when I was young. And there's nudity in it. There's profanity in it. I mean,
Oh yeah,
there's
absolutely.
cocaine in it, cocaine use. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
and looking back, I'm like, what the hell was my father thinking of?
Miguel Ferrer back when he had hair and stuff. Yeah,
Burgess
buddy.
Meredith is in it.
Was he?
I'd buy that for $1. That's Burgess Meredith.
Oh crap, that's right.
And that's so he's this kindly little old man, and there he is with two strippers next to him. It's like, oh, Burgess, what are you doing?
No.
Oh, I know how times are tough and you're trying to get work, but damn, dude.
Don't sell yourself like that.
Yeah, it was not. I've seen it since, and I'm like, I have no idea what my dad was thinking because I'm like, no,
Now see, this is why you can't make fun of me at the fact that my parents would not let us watch that film. I didn't see RoboCop until I was at least in my late teens, and it was probably because my cousins and I would go to Blockbuster back when Blockbuster was around, of course. It was right across the main avenue.
Grandma, tell
Um,
us about this thing called Blockbuster.
yes, well, Sonny, there used to be this place where you could walk in and you had to wait for popular movies to come in.
And they were never there in the first place,
And
so
they
you
were
got something
never there
else.
in the first place. Boxes were always empty. And if you wanted a really popular movie, you had to be there by midnight, you know,
Yeah, not.
before you accrue late fees.
There's a couple of movies where I'm just like, what the hell was my father freaking Revenge of the Nerds? I watched that when I was like 11 or 12.
It's a different upbringing, I guess. And you were raised Catholic, right? Were you
Yeah,
raised Catholic?
yeah.
Okay, I was raised Catholic too, but it's like my
I'm a
parents
Catholic
were
boy.
like, yeah, my parents were very, very strict with what we would watch. And like I always say, it's like it may sound funny and odd to you, but I have to give them the fact that they allowed us to keep our innocence for a little bit longer. I
I have,
appreciate that.
I mean, Revenge of the Nerds, Porky's, all of those, you know,
Raunchy movies from the 80s.
raunchy comedies where you're peeping in the girl, Weird Science.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, there's no way. I have 4 kids. There's no way I would let my son, let alone my daughters, watch those movies.
Yeah, well, the times have changed, and what used to be raunchy then is common thoroughfare now,
Is family
to be
entertainment.
honest. So well, that's a story for another day, but we have a show to do. You ready?
Sure.
All right, so here we go in 3, 2, 1. You, my friends, are a special kind of idiot.
I take it you're still mad at me.
You got us kicked out of Walmart. Who gets kicked out of Walmart?
I saw it going so differently.
Okay, listeners, I think it's time for a new segment. Being out in public with the fish. Now I understand what his wife goes through. So we went to Walmart before the show. Fish was getting bored, so thinking that he would behave like an adult, at least adult-ish, I let him push the cart. He starts walking by customers, and then he gets this look on his face, and then he starts fake falling to the ground.
The end.
No, not the end. Because now all of these nice customers were worried about you, asking me if you were okay, and they were trying to help you up.
The end.
Nope. Fish then puts on his best Beetlejuice voice and says, "What did you say? What did you tell the customers?"
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
I said, yeah, I just got possessed this body and I'm not used to it yet. And then you oddly staggered away. After the 5th time, management finally found us and asked us to leave.
The end.
No, not the end. I work at Walmart. I have to show my face there. I can't. I'm not taking you out anywhere anymore. Not even to a live concert.
I had fun.
Dusty road.
Hey, how you doing?
I got a
Best friends. Through your voice.
And when
On the parties.
you got something,
I don't know why.
don't worry, 'cause I'm coming.
Sandworms. Oh no.
Man.
No, it's just I don't understand. I don't understand why is it that I have to keep constant eye on you. My child behaves better than you do.
I just simply ask myself the question, WWDD,
I'm afraid to ask.
what would Doc do?
Well,
What would Doc
all right,
do?
maybe I'll give you a bit of a pass. Anyway, welcome everyone to Room 13. Happy Saturday. We are broadcasting from the Desert Air Hotel, Casino, Convention Center, RV Park, etc., 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 etc. You can always find us at all the major podcast platforms in case you miss an episode. You can find us on the social medias on Facebook, Room 13 Radio Show, on YouTube, Room 13 Show, on TikTok, Room 13 Show, mojo50.com, odyssey1.com. You can find us on Twitter as well at Room 13 Show. You can reach me on Twitter at Rocky with an I and Mr. Riverfish at The Riverfish, who will be more than happy to provide you with a Beetlejuice impersonation on demand
How you doing? Welcome to Mojo 50.
for the very, very minimal cost of $20.
Same as downtown. Did you see what happened on TikTok this week?
I did not. I do not have a TikTok.
I sent you video specifically.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do remember that thing that you sent me.
I got called to HR. I got called to HR.
It's not a badge of honor.
It was with this one because they were laughing too. I may have posted a small little TikTok video of a certain porta potty going airborne and a certain Wonk Phillips within said porta potty, and it was tremendous. HR thought it was funny, even though they said I shouldn't post things like that anymore. They kept shaking their head up and down, saying, "You shouldn't do that anymore," and they kept nodding up and down. And I'm like, I'm getting mixed messages. I'm like, you seem not to appreciate this. You seem to be saying no, but
We're
your
not
head's
telling you
saying,
what to do,
yeah, but they keep saying
but
yes,
we're not
yes.
telling you what to do.
Don't
But
do that anymore, Fish.
don't
That's
do that
not
anymore.
funny.
That's
Even though that's funny. It's funny.
oh, hold on. All right. Well, I'm getting a notification here from my emails because you'll be happy to know that management at Walmart, I was able to pull some strings. I talked to management,
Ooh.
and we can continue to shop there as long as you promise not to scare the shoppers.
I sense
Hmm
there's a but.
Yes, there's more. You get to ride in the basket, and I push you like the immature child that you are.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Would you make motor sounds like racing
No.
engines? Can we race the senior citizens in little scooters?
No.
Can we play bumper cars?
No.
Can you shoot me down the aisles and see how far I go?
No. No. No.
Oh, I could do.
Again, I got you the opportunity to go back to Walmart with me because I worked there on the weekends and I was able to put in a good word for you. I told
Again,
them. I
I'm
told them
brought
that you
back.
were off your meds.
I'm brought back to the same question I ask myself any day where I'm presented with an option. WWDD.
I know. What would Doc do?
What would Doc do? And you know as well as I do, he would have thought that whole possession thing I did in the aisles was funny as hell, because it was funny as hell. The look on that first woman's face, I thought when she grabbed her chest, it was awesome, especially since it's a Sunday and they're, just coming out of church and, oh no, it's Saturday. That's right. Huh. I'm a little off on my days of the week.
There are services on Saturdays.
And that'll explain it because she genuflected and crossed herself a couple dozen times, and man, it was cool.
Anyway, folks, Derailed Shenanigan Con is still happening the weekend of August 20th. Don't forget, mark your calendars. Join hosts of Off Track, Room 13, and possibly other Mojo 50 hosts in Nashville. We'll have just a small gathering, a meetup. We're going to have dinner at Mission Barbecue. If you've never been to Mission Barbecue, it is an experience in and of itself. Make sure that if you ever do go to a Mission Barbecue, that you're there on or around noontime so that you see them stand up and, well, they'll pledge allegiance to the flag and play the national anthem, and it's actually quite moving. But after dinner, we are going to move on over to Redneck Riviera Bar for some refreshments. Is that what the kids call it nowadays? Refreshments?
We have special
Adult
guests.
refreshments?
We have special guests coming with us too.
There are some special guests lined up, yes, but if you want to know more details, do make sure to go to the Facebook page of Derailed Shenanigan Con. Confirm whether you are attending or not, because we're trying to keep track of how many people are going to make sure that we have an accurate head count for both the restaurant and the bar. Just so that they have an idea of how much to stock up on, just make sure that everybody has enough to go around.
Did I tell you who's definitely coming?
Who is confirmed?
Warhorse Legacy. It's gonna be fun. It just got really serious now. We're gonna have a good time now.
J May and Val.
Yes, they're all coming down with our off-track brethren, and Hammer's coming with his wife,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody else just told me they're coming too, and I can't remember who the heck it was. It's gonna be a good time. I mean, Leprechaun's coming. I think
course.
Jamie's finally got everything cleared up. I think Jamie will be joining us.
I haven't talked to Jamie lately, but I want to say she probably will be there. Jamie will probably let us know on the YouTube when the video loads, so we'll keep an eye on that.
But I'm excited to meet Leprechaun. I've never actually met a real leprechaun, and this will be my first time meeting a real live leprechaun. So I think he's going to be the MC and the leader of the shenanigans.
Leprechaun is a sweetheart. He is. He truly, truly is. Want to know what else is sweet?
A cigar?
No. Well, yes, but We don't want to forget about our new sponsor, Romika Designs.
Ooh, them.
Yes, yes. Go to romikadesigns.com for unique, high quality laser engraved gift ideas by an American company. They have a weird company name. They sound like a dance you might want to do at someone's quinceañera.
Ooh, I love that song. Let's do the Romika. Ole. No,
You need to do the
I can't snap. I have a birth
you,
defect.
what?
I can't
You,
snap. My fingers aren't long enough.
you can't snap your fingers?
No, they don't. No, I
Oh,
don't want to talk
it's
about it.
not a matter of length of fingers. Never mind. Moving on. They offer great gift ideas for that special someone in your life. If you act now, use the code ROOM13 at checkout to save 10%. So, I know that last weekend we talked and talked and talked and talked, so we totally forgot to do the news. So, today we're going to reverse the order of things just a little bit. Do you want to do that?
Yep. Go ahead. Let's
Okay.
do the sounder.
Let's roll the tape.
Room 13 News, hard-hitting, compelling, trustworthy, honest and caring, with Rocky with an I and the Mojo River Fish.
Welcome to Room 13 News. I am Rocky with an I.
And I am the Riverfish.
Our lead story today, a man is suing an airline for losing his luggage. Unfortunately, he lost his case.
Ooh. Olympic legendary skier Peekaboo Street made a very generous donation to a Denver area hospital. In thanks and recognition for her donation, the hospital has renamed a wing in her name, the Peekaboo ICU.
And in Chicago, a hole was blasted into a woman's restroom. Police are looking into it.
In business news, UPS and FedEx have announced their merger. The new joint venture will be called Fed Up.
Not surprised. And finally, a ship carrying red paint collided with a ship carrying purple paint in the South China Sea. Authorities report that the crews of both ships are marooned.
Hey-o.
That one was good. That one was good. Okay, since we missed news last week, let's see. Let me see. Do
We
I
have a
want
bunch. I did some research.
Yes.
Look, people, I do a lot of hard work for you trying to find news that has nothing to do with anything that's newsworthy. So trying to make y'all smile. That's our job here.
Would you like me to do the lobster story?
It's half baked, but go ahead.
That's okay. It's only halfway done. La 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 la.
That joke will make you laugh once you guys hear the story.
I'm sure. Half-baked lobster is doused with pot smoke to test pain during cooking. This brings new meaning to putting lobsters in the pot. Ha ha ha. I see what they did there. U.S. researchers redefined lobster pot after testing whether dosing the crustaceans with marijuana smoke could ease their pain as they're being cooked. To test whether exposing lobster to cannabis smoke reduced their trauma, the scientists placed several store-bought Maine lobsters in a sealed box filled with tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, the psychoactive ingredient in marijuana, for 30 to 60 minutes at a time. The weed vapor was delivered in 10-second spurts every 5 minutes. They found that the critters' movements noticeably slowed down, while samples taken later from their gills, claws, heart, brain, and liver revealed that the lobsters did indeed absorb the THC.
I wonder if they ate the lobsters when they were done with the experiments.
I mean,
It'd be a
well,
waste.
you should. I mean, after removing and rinsing the lobsters, the scientists lowered them into the 118.4 degree water to see how they reacted.
They started swimming.
But the blazed crustaceans still didn't take too kindly to being cooked, as they still made distinct motor responses upon contact with the boiling water, per the study. Is that the actual lobsters in the pot with the seasoning and everything? I think they probably ate those suckers after they...
Yeah, I think this was like a whole scheme by a bunch of scientists going, look, I've never had lobster dinner. How can we get lobsters?
You know
in
what? They
this?"
probably were smoking pot while they were cooking lobsters. And they were like, hey, look at this. And they were blowing pot smoke on the lobsters. Jeez. It's a scientific study.
Look, his
Gross.
claws are moving slower.
Look.
No, it's not. You're high.
It's yelling, "Help me! Don't eat me!"
All the while snickering like Beavis and Butthead.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Yes, one of the lobsters were actually quoted as saying,
Jeez. Anyway, carrying on. Tail immersion resulted in a clear response of legs and claws and/or a strong flick of the tail, wrote the scientists, adding that the latter is the escape response of lobsters and crayfish and confirms the noxiousness of the stimulus. The researchers' conclusions: dousing lobsters with pot smoke does not dull their pain. The experiment was
But it makes 'em taste
reportedly
awesome.
inspired by Charlotte Gill, a licensed marijuana caregiver and owner of Charlotte's legendary Lobster Pound in Southwest Harbor, Maine, who advocated reducing the crustacean stress by placing lobsters in a box pumped with pot smoke before they were submerged in boiling water. The humane restaurateur based her questionable pain-killing methods on studies claiming that the arthropods possess cannabinoid receptors that can make them feel the effects of Mary Jane, the Bangor Bailey News.
Banger.
The Bangor Daily News reported. Anything that we can put to death, it should be done in the least traumatic way, said Gill, adding that hotboxing lobsters even makes their meat tastier as they were calmer before cooking. The researchers' experiments essentially disproved that the half-baked theory floated by Gill, who was once so confident in her anesthesia technique that she even lambasted people for the eating of tasty animals. I was about to say the other PETA, people for the ethical treatment of animals.
Oof,
For
just
not
go to their Christmas
using
parties.
marijuana when they allegedly euthanized animals. Responding to the animal advocates' criticism over the lobster killing business, the feisty foodie had written, "In my opinion, as one of the largest organized euthanizers of animals on the planet, perhaps you should consider taking a page from your own book and incorporating cannabis into your practices as well. It's far more ethical." Perhaps
Ooh.
scientists can next test whether baking the lobster improves the flavor of the meat.
Could we bake? Could we bake a pig?
Bake a baked lobster?
No, I want to bake a pig and then have some bacon, because then you'd have smoked bacon. Yeah, you see that? You like this, don't you? It only took 38 episodes, and Rocky's finally kind of getting it.
Well,
Twice
I'm
baked
willing to
pig.
try.
Twice baked pig. There it is. I knew it was somewhere.
It was in there all along. Yeah, so apparently, I don't know what they did with the meat, but
I'm sure they disposed of it.
yeah, sure they did. Perhaps scientists can next test whether baking the lobster improves the flavor of the meat. No, I'm pretty sure they know that.
Yeah, they know that answer already. They've been waiting.
I'm pretty sure that they know the answer to that question by now. So, but that's just me. Your turn.
Doc would be very proud of this one when he used to do the Friday leftovers. Intruder stumbles into home where out-of-towner deputies were staying. I found this one on TikTok. I was very proud of myself. A drunk man broke into a Milwaukee home where 3 out-of-town sheriff deputies were staying. They recorded the encounter on their social media app, TikTok. It's funny as hell. You got to go find it. The deputies are from Montana. Thank God they're not from New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
In town for training and posted about the incident on TikTok. At about 2:30 in the morning, I heard some crashing around upstairs, but I thought it was the guys going to the bathroom. It wasn't me. The deputies said on TikTok. The Montana deputies are in Milwaukee for emergency vehicle training, but they never expected a crime to be happening in their rental home. When they found the back door open, the deputies realized there was an intruder. And when they went upstairs, they found the 19-year-old sound asleep. Someone's been sleeping in my bed. Matt finds the dude laying in bed in our house. I didn't see that coming. Dude broke into the house in the middle of the night. This silly guy found the one Airbnb in town in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin, loaded with cops. He woke up in handcuffs. I've had a couple nights like that too, the deputy said on TikTok. But Deputy Charles Pelosa said the guy was actually lucky they were cops. What if this dude stumbled into the bed with a kid or my wife? I mean, it could be a different morning altogether. So wrong place, wrong time. Lucky place, lucky time. There's dudes that actually know how to handle that. What did he say? Did he know where he was? Said Hillary Minez from WISN 12. He had no idea where he was. He had no idea where he thought he was. And it sounds like he had a really good time. And
I
he
was gonna
didn't
say,
know.
how much did he have to drink?
And he had a couple lobsters. And he didn't know where he came from,
Sorry.
the Deputy Minez. No, this is a first for that. I woke up in a random place, the intruder said on TikTok video. Why did you make this into a TikTok video, Minez asked the deputy. I try to make everything a TikTok video. Part of that I do in our community is put myself out on the front of people to be a real person. Cops have a hard time right now, and when they see we're still having fun and still real people and we're doing it, it's a good thing. The TikTok video has been seen by tens of thousands of people. It's just one of many these guys have made to show a different side of the badge. He made a mistake. It's okay. We're going to get over it. And at the end of the day, we can smile about it, said Deputy Matt Van Ark. Blah, 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 blah. You have that look. You have a question.
No,
Yes,
it's like
this is Rocky with an eye.
I'm still curious as to how much alcohol this guy had in his system that he didn't know anything about anything and just showed
Decided,
up.
yeah, just to kind of walk into a house and make himself at home.
Not clearly. I mean, you don't readily know that the people who are staying at a place are cops, but you don't go into anybody's house and just make yourself at home if it's not your own home.
I was gonna say that could have ended horribly bad.
The outcome would have been slightly different had the circumstances been different, just slightly different. I think we may have time to do one more. Let me see. All right, I know this one was covered in other places, but we figured why not make fun of it. An Italian artist auctioned off an invisible sculpture for $18,300. It's made literally of nothing. It is a work of art that asks you to activate the power of the imagination, Salvatore Garau said of his sculpture. From the department of they sold that for how much comes today's story about an Italian artist who, for the cool price of €15,000 or $18,300, recently auctioned an artwork that is nothing. The 67-year-old artist Salvatore Garau sold an immaterial sculpture, which is to say that it doesn't exist. To be fair, there you go. Thank you. The artist might disagree on conceptual grounds. For Garau, the artwork, titled Io Sono, which translates to I am, finds form in its own nothingness. The vacuum is nothing more than a space full of energy, and even if we empty it and there is nothing left, according to the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, that nothing has a weight. Therefore, it has energy that is condensed and transformed into particles, that is, into us.
I think I got to call this buyer and tell him about the car I just built in my garage.
I know that art is subjective. It's also like looking up into the sky and, oh, that cloud looks like a turtle. Well, it looks like a turtle to me, but to you it may look like a hamburger. So, it's subjective, but for it to have absolutely no, for it to be nothing is just like, really? And
Describe
you
it.
sold this?
It's nothing. It's like a Seinfeld episode.
It's look at it.
Actually,
What,
it's
the
like our
George?
show.
Oh, kind of like our show.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. The middle point of the show.
About
All
nothing.
right, folks. Yeah, about nothing, exactly. All right, folks, stick around. We will be back in about 2 minutes. Room 13 on Mojo 50 and Odyssey.
Ooh, you know what we can do today?
What can we do today?
We can do straight lyric reads if you wish. I still have mine saved. That better not be your middle finger. All I see is a finger. 2 words. Sounds like.
Shh. No, not that one.
Yeah, I like this song. Do we have the music queued up if you need it? Yes, we do. Oh, and it's perfect for the song I want to do.
Bruh. I
Oh,
have
did you
this
just-
on the soundboard.
Did you just bro me?
Yes.
It's like talking to my daughter.
Bruh.
She does it all the freaking time. She texts me that too. Bro, 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 bro. I'm your freaking father. I have 14 years of bills and headaches. Soon to be 15 years next month. Gray hairs and losing hair, and
Well, it's only going to get worse.
she's not even the daughter that's injured me the most. The one
Well,
maybe
let's
slip.
keep injuries to a minimum.
Well, the oldest daughter maybe slip a disc in my neck.
Oh, jeez.
The boy scratched my retina.
You're just accident prone. Welcome back to Room 13 on Mojo 50 and Odyssey. Thank you for sticking with us after that break. Before time slips away from us, as it usually does, we're going to talk about the nonprofit organization that we are featuring this month, which is West New York Heroes. That's wnyheroes.org. As I visited their website and I wanted to read the mission statement to you so you have an idea of where they're coming from and what they do. The mission of West New York Heroes is to provide veterans, members of the armed services, and the widows and children of deceased veterans with access to essential services, financial assistance, and resources that support their lives and sustain their dignity. The primary challenges and West New York Heroes' goals to address them. Disabled veterans wait an average of 6 months to receive disability benefits and services, which causes unnecessary financial, physical, and emotional hardship on them and their families. So the goal of West New York Heroes is to provide monetary assistance to bridge that gap and to help alleviate the impact of financially based post-combat challenges. Another goal or another challenge that they try to help with is that without a strong support system, many veterans are at high risk for emotional, physical, and social hardship. Often this results in issues like substance abuse, homelessness, chronic unemployment, and just general breakdown of the family. So West New York Heroes tries to provide veterans and their families with access to organizations that will be providing them with health and housing needs while also offering family care services through simple gestures such as delivering food, holiday gifts, school supplies to veteran children, which is what we had discussed last week about backpacks for heroes. Or was it Operation Backpack?
Operation Backpack, correct.
Operation Backpack, yeah. So it's these little gestures that may seem little to you or me, but to these families who may be struggling, it really is a great assistance. So, like I said, they are our featured nonprofit organization for the month of June. So, if you want to visit and you want to donate and read more about the programs and grants and events that they'll be having in the West New York area, you can visit their website, wnyheroes.org, wnyheroes.org. Ah, always a good thing to help our veterans. Um, so what better way to do so than by going to West New York Heroes and try and see if you can convince the founder of the organization to join our show so that she can spill the beans on one Mr. Riverfish.
I was with
My-
you until you said the whole spilling the beans thing. Yeah, don't do that. Don't contact Lynn.
maybe
Leave her alone.
maybe I'll just have a
She's listening right
conversation
now
with
too, because
her.
I've already talked to her once.
Oh, Lynn.
No, don't call her. No.
Yes. So, speaking of calling, we have some dad jokes on the line. But before we do that, yes, because we didn't have dad jokes last week. So, oh yes, no, we did play dad jokes. We just missed one person. I want to make sure that I include him this week. But before we started that joke segment, we want to remind you that we partnered up with American Pride Roasters, AmericanPrideRoasters.com, AmericanPrideRoasters.com, to come up, yes, buy some coffee, to buy some of our Room 13 Dad Joke Blend coffee. It is limited run. It is only going to be available to you through June 20th. I know I'm looking at you, Spidey. I know that you may like ties and socks
And apparently fire.
tools. That was an accident.
I'm hoping he's doing better. I talked to him during the week.
Yes, he's in pain. Send prayers and thoughts and positive vibes to our good friend Spider
And
209 and some CBD. He had an unfortunate incident involving fire.
He became
and
a Friday
he became a bit of a marshmallow, and it's not the good kind of marshmallow either. But he put himself in a difficult situation. He had an accident in the process, and he is recovering from some burns. So we send hugs and love to 209, our friendly neighborhood spider, fluffy, lovable spider.
Thank God he didn't become a campfire weenie.
Yes. Now, I know we're kind of keeping it light and dad joke like, but let's continue. We will be offering the Room 13 Dad Joke Blend, or American Pride Roasters will, with our help. We'll continue offering this coffee through June 20th because June 20th is Father's Day. So make sure that you get Dad some coffee in addition to all the fun things that you're going to provide him that day. So AmericanPrideRoasters.com, AmericanPrideRoasters.com. It is limited run, as I said. It's at $16 a pound. And in typical and generous DM fashion, the more coffee you buy, the more you will save. So make sure that you buy a lot so that you save a lot. All right? All right. Very good. So let's carry on with our dad jokes. So I'm going to start with Amtrak because I missed his joke last week.
Hello, this is Amtrak, host of the Tin Can Radio program, which you can hear at some point after it gets posted sometime on Sunday, and you can listen to it at your own convenience. Now, imagine that you go and you find a bar, and you walk into this bar. And once you get in the bar, you find that there is a long line of people waiting to take a swing and hit you. That is the punchline.
Damn it, he made me laugh this week. Son of a bitch. That's an actual sincere laugh.
All right, here is one from our good friend Leb, who you might get to meet in Nashville the weekend of August 20th if you join us in Tennessee.
Good morning, Room 13. It's your favorite little leprechaun. Hey, I'll be guest hosting American Up Radio at 1 p.m. Eastern this Saturday, just in a couple of hours. Hey, I have a dad joke for you fine folks this morning. What is the least spoken language in the world? Sign language. Hope you all have a great show. Peace out, everybody. Until next time.
Damn.
You know, that was a good one. But
Damn.
wait, there's
more.
more.
Hi, Room 13. This is Talon, Junior Executive for Defenders Live. And I have another joke for you.
Executive.
Why did the hero flush the toilet? Because it was his duty.
Did you laugh because he said duty?
No, because of his laugh at the end, because it's so cute. He was really proud of that one.
Yes, he is. You can hear the pride in his voice when he says, I'm going to get the punchline.
Oh, I have a very special message from someone you know. You may recognize this person.
Hi, it's Mrs. Fish calling in with a dad joke. So, my friend Amy called me and said, well, I lost my job over a misunderstanding again. I asked, like, when the calendar factory fired you for taking a day off? Or was this like the time you were fired for making the kids cry by asking where their parents were when you worked over at the orphanage? Amy replied, kinda, but I don't think it was fair this time. All I did was ask the customers if they wanted smoking or non-smoking. I said it didn't sound so bad. Amy said, according to my boss, it is. He said the correct terminology at the funeral home is cremation or burial. Thank you very much. And that, Fish, is how you dad joke.
Oh!
You should make it personal.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, burn.
I don't understand why she makes it so personal.
Well, she can do it because she is Mrs. Fish, and she has been putting up with you for quite some time.
Yes. She's
So.
20 years into her life sentence.
And last but certainly not least, the Knights Who Say Knee.
This is the Knights Who Say Knee. Today is National Peanut Butter Cookie Day, and in honor of that day, I have a joke. What is Cookie Monster's favorite band? Oreo Speedwagon. I've got to confess, it's not my joke. I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who
Heard it from another, you've been messing around.
Are you guys working on jokes together now? Is that what this crap's going to? There's dad jokes conspiracies going on?
No. No. He's like, I purposely wasn't trying to make it an earworm. It's like, and yet.
I really want to hear Nee do what you call it, movie phone. Remember the movie phone from Seinfeld?
Yes. Mhm.
He's got the voice to do it. Welcome
Yes,
to
he
movie phone.
Yes, he does.
Press 1. I want to hear him just do it. You know what? I want to send him the script from that little segment. I just want him to record it and just send it over. Dude,
And
I
just
know you're
have him-
listening
just
at some
have
point.
him do it. Yes.
Just
You
don't do
two-
a dad joke
you
next
two
week.
can coordinate it. You two can coordinate it.
Fine.
'cause
He's younger than I am, but he's close enough. He's got to know that scene.
He has to. He has to. If not, it's easily. You can easily find it on YouTube. All right, your turn. There you go. Your turn.
All right. Hello, room 13.
There you go. Pick it up, please.
Oh, wrong button. Hold on. Hey, room 13. Hey, Indiana Mike, how you doing? Still flirting with the nurses. I know. We all need hobbies. Well, you have a dad joke. All right. Lay it on me. You have a horse. You named the horse Mayo. And sometimes mayonnaise. Oh, yeah. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Bye, Mike. I'll tell Rocky you said hi. Bye, Mike. Leave the nurses alone, please. Bye.
I love Mikey.
Mm.
Sometimes mayonnaise.
Yeah, that's a groaner. That's definitely a groaner.
That was good. That was good.
So You just
trying not
triggered
to
somebody who's
yawn.
listening right now too, and he's going to
I
call
am
me
trying
later.
not to yawn, but I am going to hear the complaints about it
You're
sometime
not going to
this week.
hear it. He's going to. He's going to call me.
He's gonna tell me to, I'm sure. I blame you. You're
Yeah,
completely at fault. Completely, entirely at fault.
I introduced you to something evil, and
It wasn't evil because it's actually very entertaining. The problem is that now I can't stop because it's so good. All right.
might as well face it. You're
Hmm.
addicted to Seven Lamb Productions.
Seven Lamb Productions. Yes. So last week we were talking about how do we oh yes, the fact that you are going to be doing voiceover work, correct?
Yep, I'm doing some
Okay.
character work for him.
Doing some character work for Seven Lamb Productions. They're actually close by here. So I'm in the Tampa Bay area and they're in St. Petersburg. So they're on the other side of the Tampa Bay. So anyway, you had
Stalker.
mentioned Seven Lamb Productions.
Robert's
What?
cute. Robert's cute, by the way. But go ahead, stalker.
I haven't even gone that far to see whether he's cute or not. However, the content is really great. So I have Spreaker for all of my podcasting needs. And of course, I searched Seven Lamb Productions and there it was. And I started adding shows. And I added Tower 4 and End of All Hope and Paralyzed and Story. And I think that those are the first 4 that I started with. Fish, what was one of my messages from earlier this week to you? Text messages?
I am almost done. Something. I'm almost done with Tower 4. I finished it after midnight.
I blame you and Robert and his talent and talented actors and production team for forcing me to stay up until well after midnight.
On a school night.
On a school night, on a work night, because I had to finish Tower 4.
It's addictive. It's really, really well done.
Had to finish Tower. I could not go to bed without reaching the end of what I hope is the first season of Tower 4, because there has to be more.
Without spoiling it, what's Tower 4 about?
Without spoiling, Tower 4 is the story of a young man who decides to go to Wyoming and participate as a fire watcher. Is that what they call it? So basically, he's going to be living for a period of time. I believe it's 5 months, if I'm recalling correctly. He's going to be living up in a tower, up in a tree. And his sole purpose is to maintain keeping an eye over a specific area of the Wyoming wilderness to make sure that there aren't any wildfires or wildfires that kind of expand to, large areas. As some of you may know, wildfires and things like that are a natural occurrence. It's the ones that burn completely out of control that cause the damage. So that's basically the fires that he has to keep an eye on.
Usually by jackass campers that start fires and don't put them out.
Exactly. Not the ones that are naturally occurring. But anyway, so a lot of strange things begin to happen
in his
while
isolation.
while he's there. And of course, the people who work there, is it a national park?
Yeah, something like that.
It's like a national park that he's staying. The premises are in a national park. So one of the very first things that they tell him is like, don't let the isolation drive you crazy. And they mention it a couple of times, just like they ask him a couple of times, why are you really here? Why are you taking this job? You're going to be here completely isolated for a period of 5 months. Most people don't last that long. It's like, what are you trying to hide? The people who come and do this job for a period of 5 months, they're either trying to hide something or there's something weird going on.
They're running from something.
They're running from something or they're trying to hide something. So, long story short, as the situation kind of escalates of what is happening while he's over on Tower 4, which is the tower he's been assigned to, well, you reach a point where you just have to listen to the very end to see what happens, because it's going to keep you at the edge of your seat.
It's
And
good.
Robert has an uncanny ability to end every single damn episode with a friggin' cliffhanger. Every single time. Every single time. Because after Tower 4, I started listening to The Walk, and The Walk is a longer story about a group of friends that they decide to walk across the country from Washington State to Key West. There's a couple of other underlying storylines going on, but every time that the story got good, which is most of the time, but every time that it would reach a climactic moment, the friggin' end of episode tune would come on. And I'm like,
wait till you get to End of All Hope. End of All Hope is this episodic, just Homer's Iliad story of aliens coming down and the apocalypse happening, and it's the survivors' stories from all these different peoples in all these different corners of the nation. It is so good.
So unlike something like Walking Dead, where it's a group of people and you follow this group of people pretty much wherever they go, you're getting stories from different people. Like, this is my version, not my version of events. It was like, this is what I went through. This is what I went through. And everybody kind of, I mean, I haven't started that one yet because I actually finished The Walk. So I finished the first season of Tower 4 and I finished the first season of The Walk. Because season 2, or not season 1 of The Walk. The Walk is part of a separate podcast called Story. So every season is going to be a different story. So the first season was The Walk. The second season is called, geez Louise, what's it called?
The Stonehouse.
Stonehouse. So because Stonehouse is still in production, I'm going to listen to another one of the podcasts to let the episodes kind of accumulate because I know that I'm going to be binge listening.
He has a
to
store.
this.
He has a store. They sell shirts.
Damn it.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Robert.
Tower 4, the logo for Tower 4 is very well done. It looks very cool. It's very simple, but simple sometimes is the best.
Yes.
And most of the shirts look really, really cool. I know I'm going to probably be buying one shortly. I'm not promoting the production company because they let me do a character. I'm promoting it because actually we're promoting it because
it's good.
Good.
Because it's good, you know. And in this, I've gotten tired of what is on TV nowadays. There really isn't that much to watch, and everything's pushing some sort of this, that, and the other. And to me, I find that there is still value to radio and to storytelling. And when you find good storytelling that's well done, it's really compelling. And I find it more entertaining than television and actually much more palatable. You know, you can do things around the house while you're listening to a podcast where it's a narrator and you'll have sound effects and different actors come in and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, when you're on TV, it's something that may last, an hour and a half, 2 hours, but you have to sit in front of something and keep your eyes focused on there. So you're not really letting your imagination kind of take control of what, of the visual representation that comes to your mind of what you're listening. So to me, I find it a much better experience to hear a story than it is to watch it on TV or on any other kind of media where I'm actually watching it.
I'd much rather listen to a story and be productive throughout my day, and then I get two things done at once. It's more efficient that way. My mind can go this way and listen to a story. Meanwhile, my body can go do task at hand. It's usually, cleaning the house, doing laundry, doing dishes, blah, 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 whatever. So, or for me, work.
Yes, well, for me too. So, I actually was able to finish listening to story while I was doing some financial reconciliations. So, it's not going to bring my $2.35 back, but at least it pushed me through to the very end until I could at least finish my part of the project.
So speaking of to the very end, what do we got?
I don't know. What else do you have?
I have a
Do you have any? Do you have any fishy stories? The world will come to an end if you don't come to this show with a fish story. So You want the tune? You want the theme song?
Do I have enough time for a tune?
You have enough time for the theme song.
Okie dokie.
That segment you just can't get enough of. Tales from a Fish starts now.
So I told you earlier in the week that my car went kaboom. One of my cars went kaboom. Wifey's car went kaboom, so I had to take it into the shop. If my boss is listening, Scott, look, car actually did go kaboom, and I lost the second car for a majority of the week, which I was telling my mother. My mother called up. She's like, hey, Rock, what's going on? That's what she calls me. 44. She still refers to me as my childhood nickname. So yeah, nothing's changed in all these years. I'm like, yeah, the car went kaboom. She's like, did you take it to Phil's Automotive on Clinton? I'm like, oh my God, I haven't taken it there since they goofed up my car the last time. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, Mom, I told you this story, and now I will tell you this story as it happened to me. I know another comedian has told a similar story. This actually freaking happened to me. I'm not making this up. I'm not stealing the story. I'm not doing anything. This has actually happened. My wife will back it up. So I took my car there to go get the inspection done. And when they do the inspection, they check out the brakes, which means they take off the tires. They take off all 4 tires. They want to make sure all the brakes work. At this time, I drove a 4x4 brakes. So they went over the whole car, blah, 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 made sure it was done. They rotated the tires for me because I asked, because I drive a lot. And I paid the bill. No problem, Mr. Miller. Here you go. And I went to pull away. I made it about 25 yards before the car started to shake. And it was an odd shaking because I'm used to when the car is shaking, but usually it's because I'm doing something. And I usually have company, usually Mrs. Fish. So, and it wasn't that, but the car's kind of shimmying. I'm like, this is kind of a weird feeling. And then it stopped suddenly. And then I noticed motion out of the left corner of my eye. And it was a tire passing me. I'm like, that's kind of weird. There's a tire rolling down the road and it's going faster than I am. I wonder where that tire came from. And then my car and my perspective on the world tilted back and to the left. Back and to the left. Because that was my rear tire that fell off my car as I was driving it away from the car repair shop that had just rotated my tires, that had just done the brake inspection. And I watched said tire, in my panic, roll down the street and hit an oncoming bus.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, that was bad. And then I'm trying to figure out, I'm still in motion. I'm still going. I only have 3 tires now. How does this work? And I slowly pulled over. And I stopped the car. Didn't hit anybody. My tire did. I'm not sure if I was still responsible for the tire since I was no longer attached to the tire, but that's a whole nother story. Went to go inspect how the tire fell off. And there's the bolts weren't sheared. So I'm like, the bolts didn't break off. So how did the tire come off? Well, if the bolts didn't break off, the only reason the tire came off was they didn't put the nuts back on the tire when they put the tire back on. Which is exactly what I asked when I walked the 50 yards back to the car repair shop. And I asked, I'm like, hey, they're like, hey, you just left. What's up? I'm like, my car's down the street. He's like, is everything okay? I'm like, it's a tripod. And he's like, what happened? I'm like, tire fell off. And they fetched the guy that had worked on the car and they inquired with him. He's like, yeah, I have the bolts, the nuts right here. I forgot to put the nuts back on the car. And I'm like, yeah. That's why I no longer go to Phil's garage on Clinton Street.
That's kind of important that you put the lug nuts back in.
Yeah, you would think that would be like, day 3 of mechanic school, at least day 2, maybe. Make sure all parts went back on the vehicle the way you found it.
I think that pretty much when you learn to put a tire in a car, I mean, I've never changed a vehicle tire by myself. But I would think that that's kind of important, that the bits and pieces that keep the tire in its place are put in place.
Yeah.
They're there for a reason.
They had to do more extensive repair work to my car because
I'm sure.
damaged the crap out of that whole area on the car. I was not happy.
Sure.
Not happy.
Sure. And they should have been responsible for whatever damage occurred after that tire decided to go on its own.
I had to go tell the insurance company that one. They're like, well, your tire fell off, so it's your responsibility. I'm like, yeah, I just came from the repair shop, this repair shop. And I'm like, and they had done, XYZ to my car, and that's why the tire fell off. Oh, okay. We'll get in touch with them. And I'm like, I certainly
yes.
Because not my fault. Not my fault. That's a whole different feeling when all of a sudden the tire passes you. It's like, oh, look at that thing roll, son of a gun. Oh, crap.
It's one of those things that you don't expect a regular car or mechanic shop to miss. It's especially at such a simple task that you forget to put back the nuts back in the tire. But I guess this is where we're at now. And since this is where we are at now, at the end of our show, thank you so much for tagging along with us this Saturday morning. Hope that everybody has a lovely weekend. Say goodnight, Fish.
Buy our coffee, damn it. Buy our coffee.
Buy Room 13 Dad Joe Coffee.
AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Night.
AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
So wait. We could do a quick little 5-minute housekeeping. What song did you have picked? Don't tell me.
Oh, do I have to? Can I do it for our remaining audience?
The 25 that are left.
You want to do straight lyric read? Now
I was looking forward to this today. I don't want to put it off another week.
Well, we can do it for our listening audience, for our extra stuff. So let me pull the lyrics, and then I'll tell you in a moment. Wait. I had it lined up.
Can I do mine first, and then, or do you want to?
Yes. No. Please, you go first. Let me start the music. And now, for you fine folks who decided to stay with us, we give you straight lyric read.
Hope and love me. Just wanna touch you for a minute. Maybe 3 seconds is enough for my heart to quit it. Let's have some fun. This beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Don't think too much. I lost it. Just bust that kick. I want to take a ride on your disco stick.
I don't know what that is.
How do you not know what song that is? Let's play a love game. Love game. Do you want love or just fame? Are you in the game? Dan's the love game. It's Lady Gaga.
I don't listen to Lady Gaga.
Dun, 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 this beat is sick. I want to take a ride on your disco stick. Let's have some fun. This beat is sick. I'm older than you. How do you not know Lady Gaga?
I know who Lady Gaga is, but I just don't listen to her music. To her credit, she is actually very talented.
Oh, she is off the hook talented.
She is absolutely talented. Everything aside about her, the outlandishness and politics and where she stands on social issues, you all know, but you still have to give it to her that she's very, very talented, extremely talented. But now it's my turn. Let me roll the music.
As Rocky picks some obscure 80s tune.
No, it's not obscure, but here we go. DJ Soul was on a roll. I've been told he can't be sold. He's not vicious or malicious, just lovely and delicious. I couldn't ask for another. Something lurks in this torso. Hot, got a deal, you wanna know. Delightful, truly delightful. Like making it, doing it, especially at a show. Feeling kinda high like a Hendrix haze. Music makes motion moves like a maze. All inside of me, heart especially, help of the rhythm when I wanna be.
Grooves in the heart. Dun, 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 grooves in the heart. Yeah, I remember that song. I remember that one.
Yep. I was
That
listening to
video.
that the other day. I don't know. I think it may have played like on the local FM station that for some reason it's in my car. It was already preset, like a factory preset, universal factory preset. And it's like a, best of the 80s and 90s and blah, blah, blah. And like light office music, whatever. And that one came on and I was like, holy crap, I haven't heard that song in a while. So I was like, you know what? Straight lyric read for whenever we decide to do it again. And so here we are.
That video is messed up too. I remember that video. It's a very
Yes.
1970s retro,
Yes.
big colors, that freaking slide whistle throughout the whole damn thing
Yes. It gave it a certain charm.
with the go-go dancers and
Mm-hmm. So, yes, indeed. Indeed. So, very good. Very good.
Again,
Yeah, so I guess you stumped me, but I didn't stump you. That's okay.
2 hours worth of
We're
content
all winners.
crammed into
Yes.
50 some odd minutes.
This is leftovers. You folks are getting leftover show because most of the stuff that we covered today is stuff that we should have done last week.
We still have news stories that we didn't even touch.
That
And
we
some of the
didn't
news stories are
even
really
touch.
good too.
Yeah. The 500, I still want to do the 500.
The 500.
Yes. I want to leave it at 500 so that the other shows don't steal our
crap.
stories. Because we all know that our friends at Off Track listen to Room 13 and we are their show prep.
Yeah, the 500-mile one. That's pretty good. Working when we get off the air, you're gonna have to read the Work All Angles story about the little girl.
I'll definitely read it.
It's kind of like you want to adopt her because she's your spirit animal.
I'm sure that she would be. I'm sure that she would be.
But the lobster one, I just found just before the show started. I happen to be like searching Google. I'm like, let's see what's on Google right now. I'm like, lobster marijuana. Hell yes. I don't even know what it's about. You already got me.
Not just that, it's like that's almost like something that Lep would almost discuss. You know, it sounds like something that they would discuss on
Ain't You a Peach?
Ain't You a Peach? So in the meantime, before I forget,
And we say something off color.
No.
Oh, did you get the soundbite?
It's
You're
playing.
still here? It's over. Go home. Go.